Hey people, welcome back to Comics Anime Film Entertainment, better known as C.A.F.E. Today, I'm with my boy, my homie, Ace, Coach Ace. He's here with me.
What's up, brother? What's up? How's everything
What's up?
going,
What's up?
KC?
I'm doing good, doing good. Hey, I just want to do this video because you called me one day and you almost killed me by the phone. It was funny because I said, "Yo, I got to do a video with you on this," because you told me, "Hey, you didn't prep me up for this." Didn't prep you off. What? I mean, you're a veteran. You know about this stuff. What you talking about? And I'm talking about the terminal list, people. I'm talking about how realistic is the terminal list. I know it's based on a novel or a book or something, um, by Jack Carr's best-selling novel, and it was crazy. Is it was I love this. I mean, I don't watch too much Amazon Prime, but I had to watch this because so many people start talking about it. Hey, you gotta watch Terminalist. Gotta watch it. Gotta watch it. So I told you, and I said, hey, I start watching this. So it's really good. So when you call me, all messed up. Hey man, you didn't prep me up, man. I could, I could, I couldn't finish this, man. It triggered me, and like, what triggered you? What you talking about? Because I'm looking at the point of view, and it was my mistake. I'm looking at the point of view of me as a civilian, but I forgot that you had some, um, let me not say it. You say because you're the man who is gonna explain to us. All right.
So,
How
so I,
realistic is the terminalist for you, my brother?
let's pick up from when I called you, right? So I call you up, and I'm here like really, stressed out, triggered, and because I saw the first episode. The first, I mean, like I'm not gonna throw a lot of spoilers. I mean, like it's been what, a month,
Yeah,
right?
it's almost a month.
So,
Yeah, that's why
yeah,
we didn't talk earlier. All
yeah.
right,
'Cause, I
go
mean,
ahead.
like if you haven't seen the
Let me
Terminal
put the
List from
spoilers
Chris
just in
Pratt
case. Just
and
in case.
Amazon Prime, it is a very, very amazing series. It's an amazing series. How realistic. I'm not a I'm not a former Navy SEALs or anything. I am a Army veteran. Went to toured twice and a tentative once. I had orders to go to Afghanistan, and they cut my orders off because there was a logistic error, which I was extremely grateful. But I had seen my
Hey,
share
hey,
of war.
oh,
You know, I've
don't
seen my
go
share.
too deep.
No, no. But anyways, like so I see that first episode and I'm like triggered because it is extremely vivid.
Yeah.
It is extremely vivid. If whoever's been in a combat situation, it's a lot of screaming, it's a lot of firing, it's a lot of covering, it's a lot of there's so much happening in so little time that you think like a lot of things have happened. Like
I'm not gonna put the images because I don't want to. We're gonna talk. I'm not gonna
no,
put
we're
the
gonna talk.
images.
We're gonna talk, but
Uh,
it is something so vivid that I was just like, and in my head is like, oh my god, this guy didn't prep me up. I mean, like I did not think this was going to be so aggressive, and then I start getting these little flashbacks of when I was back in Iraq and the situations with the convoys and the situations when I was stationed in Mosul, Diamondback, like places where there was like um some live action down there. I'll say live action, but it was hot. It was hot at Camp Anaconda, Mosul, Diamondback, Q West. I mean, like it was
yeah,
intense. Let's
I
put it like
feel you.
that. It was just intense. And every time we would hear that was like, you gotta run. You hear the alarm, what? Like really loud. Okay, we gotta go to the bunkers. We gotta run. Where they're attacking? This, and that. We would never know. So it's something that was triggering, but at the same time, like I just couldn't stop because that's another thing. Psychologically speaking, like the adrenaline rush, the triggering activates that fight or flight response. I was trained to fight or flight, just like many of the soldiers, and I honor my brothers in arms about that we were trained into a fight and flight. Some of us didn't learn how to turn it off. That's like when I called you and I said you didn't prep me. I've gone through therapy. I've gone
My
through
bad.
the VA hospital, which I'm extremely grateful for their treatment and their meds and all that good stuff. And I constantly and continuously take on, doing my thing to be mentally sane because I have kids. My kids. Um, and I want to be there even if I am the way I am because of the situations and the trauma that I lived. Um, I'm still present for them. But when I started seeing that, I was like, "Oh no, he didn't prep me." So
I'm
there's a
gonna kill
process
this.
I go,
I'm gonna
and
kill
I
this.
put myself like, "Okay, I'm gonna see this. All right, okay, this is the real life. That is a movie. This is the real. I am at home, and I
Yeah.
say it this way because I'm grateful. Again, I knock on wood. I'm grateful that through therapy, through support groups, through fitness, through so many things that I do, I keep my mental state at check. But I was like, if you would have been here, I would have choked you.
I'm sorry. That's why when you call me, see, that's the difference between having being in the service, and I mean, I'm sorry, in the armed forces or whatever branch you've been, and being a civilian, because we see different point of views. And when you said to me like, "Hey, you didn't prep me," prep you for what? It's just a serious. Come on, man. Like I went like, "Oh snap." Maybe I did trigger something, yo, and that's why I told you back. Like, what happened, man? Did the explosions or something? Man, yeah, man, everything was so freaking realistic. Everything that happened there, it happened to me. I went like, man, my bad, man. I never thought because I look at the way of a critic. I've never watched it as like you experienced for yourself, and what's my bad. But since I mean, we cool now, but uh when you call me, I said, "Hey, let's talk about this," because maybe some people who live this see this video and they go to a point of view like, "Hey, he's right." But I want to see the point of view of how realistic was not only the area of
Combat.
combat, but the area of his point of view. I mean, I'm talking about Reese, the commander,
Hmm.
like all his problems. Like, have you been through this? Not obviously not that stage. I mean, that's a serious. That's not for real. But
Hmm.
like the PTSD and all that trauma.
I,
Can you
I,
explain a little bit? I mean, if you
No,
can. I'm
no,
not
I,
saying.
I can, I can. I mean, like I said, I've gone through therapy. I've gone through so many things. Yes, there are things that continue to trigger me. So what are triggers? Triggers are small little things like the smell of something, smell of sand, the smell of blood, the smell of copper. You take coins that smells that coppery scent. That's how dry blood smells like. Those things can trigger me. Yes, they can trigger me. I'm driving. I don't go out a lot at night because if I'm driving out at night and the little traffic lights, every time I'm passing by them, it reminds me of convoys when we would be out on the convoys and we would just the only thing is pitch black and there's like a little bulb on the roads. And that was the only thing, and it just reminds me. So those are little things that sense of PTSD triggers. Yes, that is something that is real. That's something that alerts our body and is always like shaking, heart palpitating.
He was
Sometimes
like that too in the series. He was shaking and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And then the
Oh
sweat,
man.
the excess sweat, the headaches, because it's like your brain. At least my experience is like my brain. I get these extreme migraines, like my head's gonna burst. And if I'm not laying down, like I get to a point where I need to lay down in a dark room, go with a nice little wet rag, cold around my head because the heat. I'm perspirating like profoundly, ugh, it's gross. But that's when I know that I'm getting triggered. What was it that triggered? So then I have to backtrack. I have to
Yeah.
backtrack. What triggered me? What was that one thing that just got my body haywire? Because the brain works in a way that how you say this, like it doesn't know what's real and what's not. It just knows what is happening at the moment. And if you have, there's something called anchor. If you have something that's vividly anchored to you, like a trauma, your body gets into that state of how it used to feel or how it used to be. I don't know if I'm making myself clear. Let's put it like this.
No, it's okay. I mean, it's
Let's put
okay
it,
for me.
no, no. I'll put
I
a more
understand you.
civilian. I'll put a more civilian aspect. If
Okay.
you're a dad, if you're a dad, and you picked up that child, you never forget that first time you had held that baby in your arms and it
Right.
grabbed your finger and it, giggled or it's moved and all that. That's something that if you've ever gone through that process, and I know if you
Oh yeah.
close your eyes and you think about it, because
Oh
you're a
yeah.
dad, you would remember that moment. You're like, wow, that's the most beautiful. That is what anchoring is,
Yep.
a physical moment that would bring your full body, mental state, and physiology into where it used to be. How old is your daughter? 9 years old, about to
10.
be 10?
It's 10.
She's
It's 10.
10? 10, yeah. So this was, she's 10 today, but for you, you
I
close
still
your
got it right
eyes,
here. Yeah.
in 10 seconds, she's a newborn.
Yeah, man.
That's how it is with the other sense of trauma. So I remember, and I'll share this, and this is the only one I will share because I'm not going to get into a lot of details. I
No, it's
remember
okay.
in my first tour to Iraq, I was heading out to for my R&R, and I'm in a plated Humvee, and I'm hearing these little like firecrackers, prat, 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 on my door. So I'm like, oh, and then I hear my gunner on the top of the Humvee. He's firing. Ba, 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 ba. And I'm like, oh no. And all I hear is like on the radio, like, we got to hurry up, step on it, step on it. And we're just going. My body's sweating and it is dark. It is pitch black. It is guns and fires. And when we get to the base, after a while, I look at the door and literally the whole door had little bullet holes. It's like I said, it was a plated
Hey.
Humvee,
Yeah.
and the only thing I was thinking about, like, oh my god, I'm going on vacation. R&R means I forgot what R&R was. Uh,
Don't worry. I know I messed you up right now. It's okay.
Rest
You
and
don't have to
relax or
say.
something like that. Recover, whatever. Anyways, so and I'm on a plane going home to see my family, see my kids, see everything, and the only thing that I'm thinking about is, if that Humvee wouldn't be plated, wouldn't be protected, I would not be here today.
Dang.
When I get home, I hug my family. At that time, I was married. I hugged my ex-wife, now my wife at that moment. I picked up my son, and I was just crying. And that they see me crying, I'm like, I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy. But and
Yeah.
then I, then the-
Happy
then
you're
the
alive and you're with them.
and then the
I mean,
other aspect was like, if I share this with them, they're
oh,
not gonna understand.
mm-mm.
And that's the other aspect that you could see in the terminal. He was very meticulous to who he spoke with.
Yeah. Only he
W-
people that he helped
f-
out or he been with them in
Exactly.
in their
That's
tours.
that was like so vivid. I would see the commander, right? That's who he was. The commander going through his process while he has all these other people looking for him, searching for him, wanting to be his ally at the same time, trying to like find like what, like, he's sick. They don't know what but he's 100% knowing what's happening, but he only speaks to the people he's trust.
Yep.
And that's one of the things that I did in my life, like in that phase of my time. Like, I didn't speak to I never my ex-wife until today. I tell her, like, have I ever spoke to you about this situation? She's like, you never spoke to me after you came back from Iraq.
Dang.
Why do you think we're not together? Because you close that. And that's what PTSD is about. You close yourself, you keep people from a distance because there's that level of trust. Was that accurate with this series? Yes. Oh, I don't trust him. Yeah, then he'll be like, "Yeah, I trust this person. I trust the reporter. She's I have um she's good. She's good to go." I forgot there was a word I wanted to say. I'm a bit, I don't know, here and there, but you
Don't
know.
don't worry. Don't worry. I got you.
But going to your question, that's what PTSD does. It just literally haywires you to a point where you're doing your best to trust. You're doing your best to live a normal life, but you're not the same guy you were when you left.
Yeah. It's a fact that many people that go through this situation and they're not the same. I mean, like you said, they're not the same. And I know a bunch of people because I work at at a hospital, and I know they're not the same. So, my last question to to close, and is there anything else you've seen in this series that is the Terminalist that is realistic and compare to real life? I mean, is it
So there's
the handling of the guns or anything that you seem like, hey, this is for real? I mean, the way he acted, the way the drone fire, the way everything. Is there anything in detail like you can say like, hey, that was fake? No, that's realistic. Something in the aspect of the movements. I don't know if you.
one of the things that really got my eye was the way they did the research.
Yeah.
So, and this is something that is free information. It's out there. There's certain levels of clearance that you have to
Hmm.
know certain things. There's top secret. There's secret. There's is it confidential or I forgot.
Yeah.
There's different levels of security clearances. The higher the clearance, the more you can really know about what's happening with the government of the United States. For him to be able to do what he did, he required somebody with a very high clearance. That
It was a
CIA,
black op. It was a
mm,
black op. You know that.
that was very very accurate.
Dang.
That
All
was
right.
that was like on point. Like to get the information that he's requiring, to do the research that he needed to have that sense of clearance, and then he gets the assistance of that CIA agent.
Hmm.
You know, and I'm not gonna spoil anybody's journey
Yeah,
with
yeah.
this series,
Just we just leave it
but
at that.
the way the CIA agent helped him out and made sure that that he was getting accurate information, that was on point. That was on point. I did find I'm not 100% positive of having a tin foiled Ziploc bag on your cell phone. I do not know that. You know what? When I saw that, I'm like, what did they finish seeing Terminator? Remember having her phone in little Doritos bags and Ruffles?
Yeah, man. I got
That I was like, could that be real? Could that be real? I mean, unless you
you.
have something that bag has like some sort of chip or something that's really protecting the microwave that your cell phone exposes all the time because of the lithium battery and all that good stuff, like your signals out there. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I do not know. I do not know. So I don't know that part. But
Alright.
everything else, the research, the looking for information, the way they can stop information from filtering through the internet.
The chain of
All
command. I
mhm, the
mean,
cha-
that's Navy. I mean, that's Marine, so it's different. I know it's
no,
different, but the chain of
no
command.
the chain of command. Yes, no, that's something accurate. It's not just Marines. The whole armed forces has a chain of command.
Yeah, yeah.
And everything that there was something that I don't know if I'm accurate at this time because a lot of things change with time. There was
Mhm.
something called the Red River when I was based in Iraq the second time.
Hey,
A-
um,
and
people,
and
I don't know if that changed. Better
I
watch
don't
out
know,
because
I
I don't
don't
want
know,
you to get in trouble.
but no, that's when they literally would close all internet at the base. And what it meant was that there was an
Somebody
event, people died, and to avoid leaking information, the general or the commander of the base would literally shut down all internet functions from everyone, civilian contractors, local civilians, armed forces. And nobody had any source of internet or communication other than the commander in chief of that base to
that's
make
really
sure
good
that
to
the
know.
right information would get from point A to
To
point B
point B.
and nothing is filtered out. Just I mean, nothing is like tailored to make one person or the other person look ugly. No, the point of that was to actually get the accurate information to the right people. Meaning, once let's say if and let's say somebody died of your family, you didn't have communication with anybody, that was in his base or with his troops, that they could email you like, "Hey, KC, I'm so sorry that you lost your brother, but you didn't know anything about this, and you read an email like, wait, what? I lost my brother? How did I lose my brother?" And then you get affected, and then you start looking for information, and then it's like, no, we actually found your brother. It was somebody else, his brother, who passed away. That was the
Dang.
purpose of
All
that
right.
Red River. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's still accurate, if that's still the term that they use, but they used that term when I was at um in you know what? I'm not even gonna say the name of the base because I don't even
No,
want to
no, no,
filter.
no, no,
No,
no.
yeah.
Don't do that. Don't. We don't
Mm-mm.
want to get no trouble.
No,
All right.
exactly. But yeah, that's as much as I can really tell. Like everything else was pretty accurate. The way that they took care of their guns, there was special guns. Like there's ceremonial guns. Man, this is like our crew. I remember like we had a little group of us that we were buddies, and we have like a little get together every now and then, or we'll talk to
Mhm.
each other, and we have like our tradition, right? That is something that is accurate. you
Okay.
you're not going out there just to do a mission. These are your brothers in arms. This is something
Arms.
historical. Like you can even see this in the Roman army. They would get really close, really so close that this is my brother from another mother, and I have his back. And you're not even blood, but you guys have gone to a combat. You save his life because that's who you got. That's all you got. The people that surround you when you're out there. You don't have your
Mhm.
mom. You don't have your dad that used to take care of you. No, you have the guy who's next to you. The type of training that the SEALs goes through, that team
Yeah.
effort,
It,
that is
those
accurate.
first scenes. Those first scenes. I went, damn. This. I'm a civilian, but I see that, man. I saw that, and I went like, dang, that training is so freaking hard. They don't let them go to sleep.
Nope.
Those, I don't know, it's 48 hours or 72 hours. They got to be on continuous training
Mm-hmm.
to see if they can pass. And they're giving that bell.
Yep.
Oh, this is your friend. Just ring the bell. Just go
Mm-hmm.
home. You tired? You want to take a shower? Just ring the bell, man. That's messed up. That gets in your head, bro.
Yep. It
That's
does. It
so.
does. So
You hungry? Go.
I'm gonna share this story. Um,
Okay.
when I was in basic training, they had this course, this and their obstacle courses, and to build that team effort. And if your team failed, if one person fails from your team, everybody fails. So this is the first obstacle. We had to go through this long line of monkey bars, and I'm the first guy, and I'm like, "Oh, I got this!" Foo, 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 and I'm in it. I'm in it. But it's a super long monkey bar, and I get to the end. I couldn't swing or hang anymore, and I fell. Everybody had like the worst time of their life because as drill sergeants
I imagine
correct.
their faces. You stupid.
Yeah, yep. That's why'd you
MF.
do that, Lorenzo? Bah, 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 bah," and they kept on screaming at me and all this. And I got a crew of like 10 people on my
And
back telling
it
me that
was to swing, or you couldn't reach, or
I just
something.
I didn't have any more energy in me. I did like this, boom, and I fell. The last monkey bar, and we would have finished it, and everybody would have kept on. But then I fell, and then everybody. It was like a domino effect. And everybody was mad, like, why'd you let it go? Why'd you let it go? Because if one fails, it doesn't matter if everybody gets through, everybody fails. That's how they train
Damn.
us. One man is every man, and every man is one man. You never leave a comrade behind. The army goes through warrior ethos, and I'm not going to tell you all of them because I don't
No, no,
recall
it's
them.
okay.
But
It's
one of the
okay.
warrior ethos is you never leave a fallen comrade. You know, so if one man falls, you still drag him. That's the other thing that was very accurate. They take the bodies with them as well.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You pick them up, you drag them out. You're not leaving our fallen comrades.
You know what caught my attention is that first that pilot that pilot scene, that whole episode. It was good. I mean, that first episode, it was, I was like, whoa. I watched like 3 episodes in the first day, and was like, wait, I gotta see this. I gotta see this. How many episodes did you watch?
The first day I just saw one because I was like, he didn't prepare me. He didn't prepare me. Later
That's why
on,
you called me all mad. You MF. You didn't tell me this. You didn't prep me. I was asleep, I think. You called me up and I was, what you talking about?
yeah. Then later on, when I just like every time I would want to watch one, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch this. There's gonna be maybe some shooting. There's gonna be maybe some memories, and I gotta remember. And then like, and I would have like I have my own tools that I use here to keep me focused at where I'm at.
Yeah, yeah.
you know
Got you.
and and there was one time I watched three in a row, and then suddenly I let go of my tools, and it triggered something in me, and I'm like, I gotta stop this. I gotta stop this. And I'm sweating, and I'm like, I gotta stop this. And I'm there like turning it off, and I'm like, I gotta go outside. And I literally left and I ran, because that's how I calm down. Physical
Okay.
activity calms me down. So I went
This
out for
case
like a
messed
six
you up.
mile run, and I came back, and I'm all tired, exhausted, and I'm like, this motherfucker.
It's rigging. It's all right. It's all right. All right. We're gonna leave it at that. So, people, all I'm gonna say, it's been a month of this series. It's called the Terminal List. It's great. It's very accurate, if you can tell, as my boy here told you, Coach Ace told us. I mean, it's very realistic. So watch it. People liked it. It doesn't have that woke stuff. It is really good. I mean, I liked it. The thing is that I saw first, it was Tomorrow War, something like that. And I'll say it was fine. It's okay, but I never thought that he will portray another um, serious tone like this one. I went like, whoa, he really actually can do stuff like this more often. I would watch it again. If they do a second part, which I don't know if a second season will come, because I think he might die already.
Yeah,
He
he
got,
did.
I'm not gonna spoil for you because the
Yeah.
list. Let's keep it at that. So people, just gonna uh head out now. Is anything else you want to you want to
Nah, I'm
add?
good. Let's keep on rolling. This has been a great
I
interaction
mean, we've
of
been like 28 minutes here, and man, I like to hear more, but hey, we just gonna keep it simple. So people watch it. It's on Prime Video. I hope you like it. So I believe that people are done with this woke stuff, and people are changing their tune because we can see. The other thing was Top Gun Maverick. It's another movie that is great and it's top. I mean, it's
that's one I have not taken the time to see.
what? You haven't seen Top Gun Maverick? Bro, you
Nope.
gotta see it. It's
Hey,
number one, bro.
we could
Even
talk about that
past
next time.
it's even past Avatar and Titanic.
I'll have to see the first one first. Then I'll go see this one.
You haven't seen the first one?
I've seen the first one years ago. It's an old movie, dude.
It's in Prime. Watch it, man.
I
You
know it's in Prime.
watch
I've
it.
seen it, but I
You,
mean, like,
you gotta watch the first one because you're
I have
not.
a strict rule of staying away from war movies. Okay.
Oh, shoot. All right, all right, all right, all right. I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, people, just comment down below if you like this channel. Continue support us, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. It will help the algorithm. So basically, my channel is in Spanish, but hey, we also do sometimes English. So I know it was a different thing. We just want to know how realistic this was, the terminal list. So no, just we'll keep it coming. We'll keep on coming with some other videos like we got series with super villains and superheroes and the traumas. So I hope that the counselor will come back. I'm hoping. So if
She
she
will.
sees
She
this,
getting things straight.
yeah. All right. So, all right, people, just like the video, thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. And we out.
Out.
Peace.